Hello, I'm Bernie Hayes. Today we'll have two special guests to talk about something very special today on The Bernie Hayes Show. My guests are Minister Anthony and Elder Jeffrey. How are you both?
Very good. Very good.
Very good.
Now, I didn't say last names. I only introduced you. Your rank, more or less, or what you do. Who is Minister Anthony?
I'm a minister within the Israelite Nation, St. Louis branch.
Okay. And Elder?
Yes, I'm Elder Jeffrey. I'm also a priest at Israelite Nation Worldwide Ministries. Our headquarters actually is in Toronto, Canada, and we have branches throughout the country. So we are the leadership here of the St. Louis branch of the Israelite Nation Worldwide Ministries.
Sir, you look very familiar to me.
Yes, we know each other for a while. We were just talking about from the time I moved to St. Louis, right? Yeah.
And you own the EyeSeeMee bookstore.
100%. That's
Yes,
right.
sir.
Very proud owner of the Israelite Nation, of the EyeSeeMee bookstore.
Yes,
Correct.
sir. And where is it located?
It's located at 6951 Olive Boulevard.
Now, this is your new address.
That's the new address, yeah.
Right.
We opened our doors on Juneteenth, actually, in 2015, and we moved to a larger space. We needed more space in 2019, where we are now right now. But both places were in University City, which is centrally located for the region.
Sure. Mr. Anthony, do you have any affiliation with the EyeSeeMee bookstore?
Oh yeah, that's that's actually where it all kind of came together. I was actually coming to do a reading program for my daughter, and I was kind of studying a little bit of Israelite history, and I walked up and I saw Israelite Nation on the awning, and I was like, wait a minute, what's going on? So I walked in. Essentially, I never left.
Yeah, been there ever since.
Really, that's
Absolutely,
wonderful. That's
yeah.
So something was there to attract you.
It was everything. It was the books for my daughter. My daughter was 3 at the time, and her eyes lit up when she walked in the store. And to be surrounded by all these books that looked like her was something, it was new for me as well. And on top of that was the Israelite Nation portion, which was like a match made in heaven.
Sure. I'm lucky enough to be on Elder Jeffrey's mailing list, and I see almost every day something new.
Oh yeah.
Some new book.
Oh yes.
Some new book that's interesting. Some new book that's interesting to not just to African American people, but to every.
100%.
Yeah, but you focus on black children.
Oh
which
yeah.
is great.
Oh yeah.
And we don't have that much.
Yeah, for sure.
Sure.
Yeah, that all came out of, our, myself, my wife's desire, and even our teachings in Israelite Nationwide Ministries, where we understand the condition that we're in this land over the past 400 years has been to deteriorate our self-worth and our value. And especially a part of that is by having missing pieces in our history.
Sure.
So, you can't teach what you don't know. And so if we don't know our history, our children don't know who they are. They don't know that they come from greatness. They don't understand the potential that they have. And to me, the worst crime against humanity is not allowing a child to reach their full potential and not giving them the things that they need to really be able to do the things that the God gave them the gifts to do. And so I think the service that we provide is really trying to fill that gap. And so that's why we really focus on making sure that, in particular, African-American children can have materials and resources that will allow them to really see, EyeSeeMee. Right? That's where the name comes from. EyeSeeMee. I understand who I am as a child of the living God.
Hakeem Al-Budi has the Third World Press, and I get releases from him also about different authors and so forth. I had no idea how many black authors there were.
Oh, yes.
Oh, man.
It's just unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about that, both of you.
I love it because being a part of this ecosystem, right? It's just I'm one peg in it. I'm the bookstore that puts the books on the shelf and gives it to the customer. But there's the creatives, there's the authors, there's all the way through the system, and there are so many. We love supporting black authors, even independent authors. Now you don't even have to go to a publishing house. You can self-publish. And we have so many stories, people are so creative that there's a lot of room. And so I just, whenever a box comes into the bookstore, I feel like a kid, just like, oh, what do we got now? It's just, the stories and all these things. It's just like I never knew. So I'm learning every day, about the different things that we've done and different areas that we are involved in. So I know.
Mr. Anthony, how did it impact your life personally?
Oh, it was just phenomenal, because a lot of times when I would see black books, it would be white authors trying to tell their story, and it was always hard to completely grasp it. Although it would be key points in there, like, but what is the subject matter? Like, how do you get to this point? Sure. And so coming as EyeSeeMee, and I got to say the forbidden name, Amazon, allowed me to.
We don't say that.
We don't say that. We don't say that. But it allowed to see, like, wow, there's a lot of black authors out here. Also, look from a different perspectives. It allows so much to open up. For me, with talking to my daughter now, hey, if you want to write, it allows us to be interested in creative writing. It allows us to really see ourselves in such a different light, to where not only is it a black book, right? And I say it that way because so many times when we hear that term, black book, it's associated with some type of suppression or oppression.
Something negative.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just want to see a black character having a good time, right? And to see that, and to see black authors really take that and put it on page, it is phenomenal. One of my most favorite authors is I'm not gonna mess the name up, Ta-Nehisi Coates. When he wrote for the
hard not to mess his name up though, isn't it?
True.
His books are so stunning. His writing style, everything is so unique, and I feel like years ago, I didn't have the opportunity because it wasn't really known, right? You may see a good book, you might pick it up, but you don't really know too much about who the author is, right? Especially with the age of the internet really taking off. Yeah. It allows you to dig so much deeper into it. But like his latest book, The Water Dancer, even though it was about slavery, it was such a beautiful story, though. It was something you could read and pick up and relate to, learn about history, and at the same time just enjoy a good plot. And really dive into it. And I just love, he's, like you said, he's one peg of that. Now you have thousands of millions of authors that can dive into those different stories. Or just, have a book like The Junction Boys, where they're just having a good time. Like Bella and Nikki, right? My daughter loves this series. Literally, she's playing baseball.
Wow. This is beautiful. Ta-Nehisi, he's his person himself. I mean, he's expressing what's inside him. He is such a beautiful person, and to hear him talk is unbelievable. I want to talk about something you guys want to come here about.
Yes.
This. What is this?
Well, it's the Bible and the Black Man and Black Woman Seminar Tour. And it's coming to St. Louis, Missouri. We're hosting at EyeSeeMee Bookstore. And it was originally in Atlanta, and then was in New Jersey last month, and now it's coming to St. Louis. We're honored to have that. And we have there are elders that are priests that are coming from across the country and even from Canada. And since we've come out of COVID, I think it's an opportunity now for us to be a light into the community and really try to shed some understanding about what an Israelite is and why Israelite culture is really beneficial for the black community. Okay.
Could you tell us who each person is on here?
Oh, sure. So we have Elder Freddie. He's from Toronto, Canada. He's on the Supreme Council of Israelite Nation World Ministries, and he's going to be the keynote speaker. We have Priest Doreen, and she's speaking to black women, because a lot of times when
she's from Canada also.
She's also from Canada. Yeah. And a lot of times when we speak about Israelite culture, a lot of times women aren't always highlighted. Yeah. Right? Sure. And sometimes it's the perception that somehow, as an Israelite, that maybe women are not as promoted or valuable, but that's not true. And so she really is going to speak to that, the value of women. And then we have guests that are going to support that. Elder Tony, which is actually he's originally from Mississippi, but now he's in New Jersey, and he's going to be coming to speak as well as Elder Dexter from Atlanta. Okay. So we have a few from all over the country, and I think it's important because, as a Black community, there's a lot of things that we have to deal with, and a lot of things we have problems that we're trying to solve, and a part of it are the roles of men and women. Okay. A part of it is also our culture that we want to utilize going forward to solve some of these problems, and so will be some of the topics that we're going to be talking about.
This is great. Let's come back and talk about that when we can take a break.
Okay, sure.
In the meantime, we're at the New Life Evangelistic Center, 2428 Woodson Road in Overland, Missouri. Reverend Larry Rice has been supporting the needs of the poor, needs of the homeless, the unsheltered for over 51 years, and we need your support to help us here at the New Life Evangelistic Center. Back with our guests after this.
The price of the panels they're offering in New Bloomfield, Missouri on Labor Day has been dropped to 40 cents a watt. That means a 170-watt panel will actually be going for as little as $68. Where are you going to find it that cheap? An opportunity awaits you, and then you put one of these 170-watt panels on a solar cart, and it'll be pumping that energy in there. So for further information, call 1-800-228-5284, because they're going to teach you how to make those solar carts while you're out there. They also have panels that are smaller. You get a 100-watt panel, $40. Where in the world are you going to find panels that cheap? But this is your opportunity to move into the world of solar energy, and you'll be able to tour the complete energy facility out there in New Bloomfield, Missouri. It's all taking place on Labor Day, but it's first come, first served, starting at 10 a.m., and that's on Labor Day in New Bloomfield, Missouri. They dropped the price on the solar panels to as little as 40 cents a watt, 170-watt panel, only $68. Well, this is your opportunity to experience solar energy at a price that everyone can afford.
When times are tough, we need to turn to God and trust Him. Right now, across the country, many are experiencing economic hardship. Maybe for the first time, people are having to strain in their budgets with their finances. There are so many people who are experiencing homelessness, and that number is going to continue to rise. You are needed right now to partner alongside New Life Evangelistic Center. You can make real change in the lives of men and women who are experiencing homelessness. By offering gospel-like love in word and deed, you can help holistically support men and women who are suffering in so many different ways. We need you now. Please call our center at 314-421-3020, 314-421-3020, and get involved today. You are needed. Thank you so much, and God bless.
And welcome back with me, Minister Anthony and Elder Jeffrey are my guests today. And we're talking about the Bible, the Black man, and Black woman, the seminar tour.
Yes.
Now, how did you come up with this? Why is this important?
So it's we're a part of the organization, and we're hosting this event. Minister Anthony actually had the privilege of
the first one,
being at the first one in Atlanta, which happened over the summer, early in the summer. You want maybe you could speak about that?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, tell us about it.
It was an opportunity for our founder and master teacher to come down and really to have that conversation, right? Whether you agree or disagree, we all think it's important to just have the conversation and say, hey, what is the connection? How are we together in this, right? We was just talking earlier, right, about all the different religions and the thoughts and the mindset, right? But how does it all come together to help solve the problem that we know exists in our community? Okay. So that's where this seminar comes into play. It's to tie those branches together to say, hey, here's the conversation, and here's how we can come together, and here's how we can enact that change. But first it starts with that conversation.
Yeah. And if I could add to that, it's also, especially in this environment now, again, we're able to come together in person to talk and dialogue. Also in this environment now where people are banning books. They're trying to censor our history and the things that we can even speak about.
Delete it.
Absolutely. Yeah, right. So I think it's a good time, I think, for us to sort of pause and talk with one another and say, hey, this is where we've been, this is what's going on, this is what we've tried, and here's a different way of perspective. We spoke about like even books, right? We were talking about the EyeSeeMee in the last segment and how important it is. Well, we can go all the way back to understand. We go back to the Bible. That is a book. And that book is a book of our stories. 66. And that's the one thing that I think a lot of people don't understand is that we the stories that we have in the scriptures, whether we're talking about the children of Israel coming out of Egypt, we're talking about Moses, whether we're talking about David, we're talking about Jesus the Christ, all those various things, this is our history. And we need to understand exactly how we're connected to that, not through the dogma or philosophies of our oppressors, but through our own eyes to understand who we are. We need to say, I see me in the Bible.
Okay. Tell us about the teaching, the tenets of the Israelite Nation.
That's a big part of it. First and foremost, who are you as a person?
Okay.
Who are we? You know, we're and I've been doing research on this. You know, I'm a big history buff, and I tried to I don't know of any other people who's had a cultural disruption in their legacy, so that they don't understand who they are. Okay. Are you familiar with any other people that has that break? Like it can't really follow exactly. Generally speaking, from Africa, but that's about it. That's it. I don't think other people really have that. There's like an amnesia about who we are. And an interesting thing is this amnesia was prophesied in the scriptures.
And it was drilled into us that you should be ashamed of it.
Yeah. Well, it's up to us, right?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. People who were the teachers at the time showed us we should be ashamed of who we were. All we did was run through the jungle screaming.
Exactly. And so even with that, look at it this way, right? Even today, our people see themselves through the lens of a European lens. With a European mindset. So when you look in the mirror, I'm equating my beauty to that of someone who doesn't look like me. Yeah. And I'm taking that same mindset. I'm raising kids with. I'm trying to build businesses with. I'm doing all these things with. At the same, not realizing that I am literally hating myself, while at the same time promoting that which was given unto us.
You've been bombarded with it.
Right.
Exactly.
And perpetuating it through, right, and passing it on.
Mr. Anthony, what attracted you to the Israelite Nation?
So, 2 minute story. I gave you 2 minutes. So remember the Ferguson uprising, and it was so profound. I went out there protest, and was kind of looking around, and I will never forget. I saw a lot of the different churches come out and a lot of different things, and it just didn't sit right with me. Sure. And I was like, what are we doing, right? What is some action behind this? Like, this is not, something's wrong. Something is just really, really wrong. And I wanted to know deeper, and I went to church at the time, and I remember one of the bishops saying that if we had that much energy for church, we'd be better people. And I was like, but it's something deeper than this. Like, we're being killed in the street. What does that have to do with this? The two aren't connecting. And I just really remember this, like, you know what, I don't want anything to do with religion. Sure. I want anything to do with any of this. And I really want to get to the bottom of who we are. And I ended up going to the Ferguson library on Natural Bridge. And I remember this woman, I said, hey, do you have anything on Black biblical history, right? I took a shot in the dark. And she kind of looks around as if she's been watched, and she hands me a book. It was just literally a book with just all the people in the Bible painted black. Yeah. And that alone just sparked something to be like, wow, this is interesting. And from there, I just kind of researched more and more into that, to the Israelites and who they were. And as the more and more I did the research, and that's where the story begins, where I took my daughter to this reading program, and I walked into the bookstore.
That's beautiful. That's it. You know, Elder Jeffrey, we've known each other a long, long time, but I've never asked you what attracted you to the Israelites.
My wife and my family.
Okay.
My wife, first of all, who we both became aware of this, but she took to it quicker. And, I grew up Seventh-day Adventist. I went to Seventh-day Adventist school, went to Seventh-day Adventist college. So I felt like, yeah, there's a lot of problems in that community, but not this part of it,
sure.
And so I couldn't detach myself from that understanding, because it's deep in my mind, right? Even now, it's still deep there, because it's just been programmed. But over time, when I started to stop resisting and start to just be open and see the value that the tenets of Israel placed in my life, and my family's life, and my children's life, and the culture, I started to really take it seriously and started to see, and sort of like what you're saying, I haven't turned back, because I see exactly that this is the missing piece that we as a Black community need. We're such a beautiful people. We have such a talented people, such a resilient people, such a proud people. And I really, really think that applying and adopting the Israelite culture to our communities would solve a vast number of our problems.
Well, tell us why we should come to the seminar, The Bible, the Black Man, and the Black Woman, and when it's going to be at where?
It's going to be September 22nd, Saturday, September 2nd, and at 1 o'clock. It's going to be at the EyeSeeMee African American Children's Bookstore at 6951 Olive Boulevard, University City.
Is there a phone number that can get more information, or a website, or email?
Yes. You can. The phone number you can call 314-720-0983, or you can also email us at stlouis@israelitenation.com.
Okay, and you say you can also go by the bookstore.
And also
where's
come by
EyeSeeMee bookstore? I know it's 6900 block of Olive, but where is that exactly? Is
It's
that near
by the
Pennsylvania?
intersection of Pennsylvania and Olive.
Okay, Olive in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, right there,
Okay.
across the street from the Schnucks.
Yeah, right across the street from the grocery store.
That's right, yes.
Okay, and down the street from the Walgreens and
Right.
Yep.
in that
That's
area.
right, that's right.
Okay,
Yes.
so it's in University City.
University,
And this is going to be the Bible, the Black Man, and Black Woman. When we come back after this break, I want you to tell me why people should come to attend this. Okay?
Sure.
And in the meantime, we're at the New Life Evangelistic Center, 2428 Woodson Road in Overland, Missouri. Our zip code is 63112. If you want to come by and bring something to be sustaining to those in need, we appreciate it very much. Water, things to make sandwiches out of, goods, shaving equipment, and so forth. You know, we need that. We'll be right back with our guests after this.
There are so many that are experiencing problems where they feel like they're in hell itself. No, hell is much worse. And those who do not receive God's free gift will find themselves destined for hell and hopelessness. Many would rather not think about it. They feel, hell no, I won't go. I do a whole lot of good things. I won't go to hell. Jesus speaks of hell 46 times in the scriptures in 46 verses. And he is the way, the truth, and the life, as John 14:6 says. And we see the great love of God described in John chapter 3:16. For God so loved the world that he sent his only begotten Son, that whoever believeth him shall perish, but have everlasting life. You don't have to go to hell. You can come to Jesus right now. You can receive him and experience the life that he desires to give you both now and for all eternity. And when you receive him by faith, you are going to want his love flow through you into the lives of the hurting and the homeless. You will make a difference as you let the love of Christ flow through you.
Today's subject is medical scientist Patricia E. Bath, who was born November the 14th, 1942 in Harlem, New York. She wanted to graduate from Hunter College in New York City with a BS degree in chemistry in 1964, then attended Howard University Medical School. She graduated with honors in 1968 with her MD degree and also won the Edward J. Watson for Outstanding Student in Ophthalmology. From 1970 to 1973, Bath was the first African-American resident in ophthalmology at New York University School of Medicine. Then Bath moved to Los Angeles, California, where she became the first African-American woman surgeon at the UCLA Medical Center. In 1981, Bath conceived of her invention, the laser phaco probe, and she developed and tested a model for a laser instrument that could be tested to remove cataracts. Bath received a patent for her invention in 1988 and became the first African-American female doctor to receive a patent for a medical invention. Patricia Bath.
It takes many partners to operate New Life Evangelistic Center. We're a large ministry operating and serving so many people all throughout Missouri. And so we appreciate so much Bernie Hayes and his many years of dedicated service to people who are experiencing homelessness all throughout Missouri. But we need people like you to partner with Bernie Hayes and with New Life Evangelistic Center to make a real impact in the lives of people who are hurting now. In a very practical way, you are being the hands and feet of Christ in the streets of St. Louis and Springfield, Missouri, and beyond. So I want to thank everyone who is partnering with New Life Evangelistic Center. I want to challenge you to get involved today for the glory of God and the good of others in our community. Thank you so much. And God bless those who are making a big impact on the lives of hurting people.
And welcome back. We're talking about the Bible, the Black Man, and the Black Woman, a seminar tour coming to St. Louis, Missouri, Saturday, September the 2nd at 1 o'clock. Elder Jeffrey, why should people come to this?
come to find out more about what an Israelite really is. Come to find out and understand maybe you're an Israelite and just don't know it. Come to find out some of the solutions that we're proposing for black men and black women in the black community, right? From the very basic building blocks. And I think also to be able to in person, so that it's not just an online search or research about these things, but talk to some individuals that have been here and working on this thing for the past 30 years. So make sure seating is limited. So we want to make sure that people go and register. You can go to tinyurl.com/
Wait a minute, that's fast.
tinyurl. tinyurl.com/ Bible Black Man.
Okay.
That's the
Is there a phone number they can call also?
The phone number also you can call is 314-720-0983.
Say that once more time.
314-720-0983.
And the email address?
St. Louis at IsraeliteNation.com.
Okay.
And again, seating is limited, so we want to make sure that you contact us so you can reserve your seat to make sure that you don't miss out on this, because it's going to be a very, very good event.
Mr. Anthony, are you excited about this?
Oh, yes. I'm beyond excited, especially having attended the first one, to bring it back home, especially in the area, in the region where I know there's questions. So this is an opportunity, like you said, to come out and learn more, but also opportunity if you do have questions, even if you disagree. Come out, let's have a conversation, let's talk about it, let's really get together, just like Elder Jeffrey said, some of those highlights that you may be presenting, right? And it's not just about the Bible, although this is a big portion of our life and who we are.
Sure. What
are we doing today? What are we doing for the future? How are we building up our families today, right? One of the things, again, to kind of go back and say what attracted me as well was my daughter, and how to sustain myself to be a better father, as well as to be a better man for her in the future and to build a strong family, which is essentially what we are talking about doing, right? Because we are a community, right, or a nation within a nation. So this is not just a linear project where we're just saying, hey, we're the people of the Bible, and that's it.
Okay. The seminar is a teaching session, I assume.
100%.
Well, once again, tell us who the speakers are.
Yeah, we have Elder Frederick, who is coming out of Toronto, Canada. He'll be the keynote speaker. We have Priest Doreen, also from Toronto, Canada, and she'll be speaking about the black woman's role in the Bible and in our community. And again, the role of men and women is just so important. We just kind of start there as the basic building block of our families and our communities. And then supporting them will be Elder Tony from New Jersey, as well as Elder Dexter from Atlanta. So we have people coming from all over the country coming here to St. Louis just to talk about this topic.
Could you give us just a preview of perhaps of what they'll be saying to you, what the lesson might be?
So some of them will be some part of this will be lecture, where they will be talking about different topics concerning our involvement with Christianity. It will be talking about the roles of men and women. There will also be a time for us to have Q&A, for us to have a panel discussion where individuals will be able to pose questions and people can answer things such as, what is an Israelite? Where does this come from? How do you apply it? Sometimes it comes. As Israelites, you believe in multiple wives, things like that. And we want to answer those questions. We want to be able to have a frank dialogue, so really fully understand. I'm truly passionate about this understanding of Israelite culture and history is the missing gap that we have here in Black America. And so I want to be able to be as open and upfront as possible so that we can have this dialogue. I want to share it with those in the community.
Mr. Anthony, tell us, it's so much that you want to say, and I know that you haven't said. Anything that we haven't asked you that you want to talk about?
I just want to say for the community, this is the perfect opportunity. You must come out and bring your families. Again, not just for yourself. Disagreement, agreement, whatever the case may be, this is the moment. This is the opportunity to come out. 6951 Olive Boulevard, September 2nd, Saturday, 1 p.m. Seating is limited. Definitely, please register. Please call us, contact us, because this is an event you do not want to miss.
Yeah, Elder Blair, Elder Jeff.
Absolutely. And just something.
Phone number once again. About 30 seconds.
Okay. Well, and also, this is not just a one-time. This is a one-time event, but we also have Israelite classes that go on a regular basis. So please contact us. You can contact us at 314-720-0983. 314-720-0983.
Thank you.
Or email us at stlouis@israelitenation.com.
Thank you both. The Bible, the Black man, and Black woman. Thank you so much for being my guest, and I know it's going to be successful.
I appreciate
And
you.
until next time,
Yes.
you'll be easy to find.
Yeah, I mean, nice to see you again.
And thanks each and every one of you for supporting the New Life Evangelism Center and the Bernie Hayes Show. I'm Bernie Hayes. Have a great day.